Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Fred, the submarine guy here. Today we're going to talk about how to make a lead capture page right inside of your blog. You won't need anything like lead pages or ClickFunnels or any of those things that charge you, 50, 100, 200 bucks a month. Just use a page on your blog and you'll have a just as good a lead capture page as you'll ever make there. One of the problems with those high-priced lead capture page creation systems like Lead Pages is they make really nice looking fancy pages and stuff, but the biggest problem is if you don't understand how to use words to make people take action, to make people feel like they're inside of the problem, to do the copywriting correctly, you're just going to have a great looking blog or a great looking lead capture page with lead pages or ClickFunnels that doesn't close anybody. So start with your blog. I'll show you you can make just as fancy a lead capture pages almost as you can with those other high price things. And here you can change it on the fly. You can change the layouts. Very easy stuff so that you can learn how to make good lead capture pages and good copywriting all inside your blog and deploy it easily with one click. So let's get started. First of all, of course, you'll need an autoresponder. Let's see, let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. Here we are with in my Aweber account. I use Aweber, of course. It's been with me for almost 20 years now, I think. Great system. So anyway, I've brought up one of my lists here, and I'll show you how to pull up the form first of all. I've already made this form, but I'm going to use it to kind of walk you through some of the things you can do. There's three phases of creating a form: design, settings, and then publish. So we're in the design phase right now, and I've already selected a pre-made template, if you will, so you can customize them from here. So there's a couple of things you can change here, and they're all you start by selecting over here on the left hand side. If you want to change the background of the body, that's this yellow part that's in here, you can change it just like this. You could make it red, bright red, green. I mean, you can make it whatever color you want, right? So that's how you do that. That's pretty easy. You can make the border dashed or solid or no border. See there, I had chosen, I think, a dashed border on mine. The dashes can be 1, 2, 3, up to 5 pixels wide. There's a 0 also, obviously. Okay, and you can change the color of the border by clicking here. And again, it's the same color selection kind of thing. So you could change the color of the dashed border. Okay, so that's the body. And then the labels are the words here. You can change the font type. Change them all to Tahoma. You can change the size, 18. You can make them bold, italics, underline, if you want. Okay, and of course you can change the color. And then you can also move them. Right now they're on the top of the form element itself. You can move them to the far left. You can move them right up next to it. I kind of like them like this. And then you can resize the form if you want by just dragging it out like this kind of thing. Okay, so that's the labels. The inputs, that's what's going to type in here. And of course you can select full name, first name, last name, etc. In the field. But what you're selecting here, the inputs, is what's going to be typed in these white places. So I'm using Tahoma 16 point, again bold, in italics, underline. You can make the fonts different colors, whatever you want to do in there. I just use those as black, leave those as black. And then links, we don't use links in forms here. And then the submit button, similar kind of selections here. You can change the text in this block right here, and then you can change the color of the text here. I've chosen Verdana. You know, you can make it Tahoma. It looks a little different there. The Verdana is a little wider, I think. Where is it? There it is. You can change the size, the color of the box, and you can. This is like the back or the fading of the box of the icon. I don't particularly do much with that. You can make it left, center, right. Okay. So that's the main things you can change there. There's some advanced options. You could put a picture above this or different thing, a background, things like that. We're not going to worry about that. So we've got our form created. So let's go up here to settings. I've already got a thank you page put in here. Save the form, and then go to step 3. And then we're going to use I will install the form. Now they give you two options here under I will install the form. You can either save or use a JavaScript snippet or the raw HTML. And you notice when I click that one, the text in the box here changes. This is like you would create in a normal web page, but look at all the code there. I mean, you could, if you screw up any of that, even by accident, you really screw up the form. So what I would recommend is that you use the JavaScript snippet. It's complicated code, but it's very short. And the other thing it does is when you use JavaScript, if you come back into say you've already put this form on your blog, if you come back into Aweber and change the design of the form, it will automatically update on your blog. Okay, so that's a good thing about the JavaScript. So I've got the JavaScript selected here. I hit Control A to highlight it and then copy it. And then we're going to go over to the blog. And here it is right here. Okay, I've got a WordPress blog installed here. And we're going to select pages. I already set up a page for this with nothing on it. So let's see, it should be the top one here. Okay, so this is just a blank WordPress page. Ooh, it's not blank. I had some stuff left over there. Let me get rid of everything here. Okay, now we got a blank WordPress page. You can put a title in here, but you won't need that for a lead capture page form. So we'll leave that blank right there. And then what we're going to do is put in a table. And the reason I use a table is it kind of helps align things. And here you can choose a number of columns and a number of rows. And I'm just going to choose 1 and 1. Okay. And then I'm going to choose highlight the blocks and hit the center icon there. That'll center the text. And then here we're going to type some our headlines. So we'll choose heading 1. And let's say we're doing a, what do we want to do? So let's say we got a weight loss offer. Okay. How to lose 10 pounds in 10 days without working out. Let's see. Let's go back to when you hit return, it'll get you out of heading 1. So we'll put in a heading 2 here and say grab this. Can't spell very good. This free 3-part video series. This is our lead magnet, right? To see how. Okay. Then I always like to color the title. I use a dark red and a dark blue usually. Dark blue for that one and dark red for this one. You can color them whatever you want if you want to match some things on your blog or whatever. Okay, now right down here I'm going to type form. This is where we're going to put the form that we created in Aweber. Now the reason I type the word form here is so that when we go over to, right now we're on visual, when we go over to text, which is the HTML code, you see how it's highlighted right there and the word form right there? That way I'll know where to put the code for the form. Pretty sharp, huh? So remember I copied it into my paste buffer and there it is. I pasted it in. We don't know what it means, but we know it's for the form. And the odd thing about WordPress is it just gives you this little icon to show you that it's there. Okay, so now we've got a title. We've got an indication of what our lead magnet is going to be that people are going to opt in for. Let's go see what this looks like. I'll click, see over here, preview changes, and see what it looks like. And of course this is my blog. And so here's the page we just created, how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days without working out. Grab the 3-part video series to see how. Boom, you can fill in the form. It'll redirect you to the 3-part video series and it'll put people into your autoresponder. Now, how's that? Is that pretty cool? If you think you need more on a lead capture page than this, you're sadly mistaken. Obviously, you've got to have a headline, and the other thing you need is what are you going to give your prospect for your lead magnet, right? This could be, I've said here we're going to have a 3-part video series. It could be a PDF document. It could be an audio series. It could be a webinar that you want them to watch. Give them an idea here of what they're going to do and what they're going to get out of it. And I could probably, make better words than see how, okay? I didn't do a lot of SEOing or copywriting on this, obviously, but you get the drift here, right? Here's the headline. Here's what you're going to get if you fill in the form, and fill in the form. Let me give you one more thought too. Number one, notice how everything is centered on the page. This will help if people pull this up in a mobile platform like an iPad or an iPhone or an Android phone to look a little more centered on their device. Okay, so that'll help. On the form itself, there's different philosophies for what to ask for in the form. A lot of people will tell you to just ask for the email, and you will get probably more responses if you do. But on the other hand, it's good to have the person's name, especially their first name, so that when your emails come out of your Aweber autoresponder, you can personalize them, like Dear Fred or what do you think, Fred, or things like that in the email. And then I always prefer to get phone. A lot of high-end offers, you almost have to have the phone if you're going to close people. So those are kind of the options. At a minimum, use email only. Next option is email and first name or full name. And then if you're doing a high-end ticket or high-ticket option, things like that, then you might want to put the phone number in there as well. Okay? So there we go. Obviously, if we're, let's see, let me get this, go back over here. Let me move this over just a little bit so I can show you what we did. We just looked at preview changes right here, right? And I'm back in the blog editor now. So what you need to do is click Update on the blog editor, and that'll make this this permanent. Okay, and your permanent link to it is right here. You can change the link. I hadn't set this one up. Normally I use links that include the file name or the title, but we didn't put a title in here, so it kind of puts in some default numbers, if you will. Okay, so that's how to make a lead capture page in your blog. Obviously, there's some things you can do here. Remember I said that if you make a change to this in Aweber, if you make a change to the form itself right here in Aweber, then, and let me just show you how that works. Okay, if you change the design, let's change the labels to blue. Right, there we go, labels to blue. Okay, and then we'll save the form, go to step 2, go to step 3. Oh, you got to save your form again. Okay, and then we're published now. Now I don't have to copy the JavaScript. Let's go back over to the form, and I'll hit refresh. And it's thinking about it, and it should come up. Look at that, there, the names are blue. See how we changed that in Aweber, and it automatically changed it in the form on our blog. We didn't have to go back into our blog to change it. You could change any of this stuff. You could put a almost completely different form in here if you wanted to change some of those things on the form. Okay, and obviously if you want to change the headline or the subhead, you got to go in to the blog itself, change those, and hit update to make it permanent. So that's it. Now the other side of this is the messages in the Aweber. I always go for 8 or 9 messages to start with, and then like I'm up to 12 in this one, and the reason is that 80% of all sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. So you need to have a lot of follow-up in your Aweber series to keep people interested, to keep people informed, to keep driving them back to your blog post or your videos or your webinars or whatever you're, wherever you're giving them the information. Okay, so that's about it for today. I'll put this up on YouTube here very shortly. If you have any questions, oh yeah, the other thing you can do. Let me back up just a little bit. The other thing you can do in here is, instead of having this headline, is to over here you could insert a graphic in here, and I'll just show you how to do this. Let's say we get rid of this and add media. I've already got some files in here. Let's see, let's choose this one. Get my picture out of the way. There we go. Insert. And now you got a picture in here, which essentially can serve as your headline, right? Here's $20 free, spend however you like. It's kind of like a headline and a subhead, right? And if I again, get my picture out of the way. Preview changes, and it will have a picture instead of the headline. Okay, so you can do that. Some of the other things you can do is you could put another cell in here. I think you can add a cell. Where am I? Insert a column. There we go. You can put, say, a set of bulleted text over here if you wanted. 1, 2, 3, whatever you wanted to say over here. You could also put a video over here if you wanted. You can embed a video. And again, I would do the same thing. If I typed in video over here and I wanted to put the video embed code in, then I know exactly where to put it right there between, in this case, it's the H2 headings. Okay? So there's a lot you can do with lead capture forms in your blog. I just showed you the simple, headline and a lead capture form. The main elements are the lead capture form, obviously, and some way to give the reader an idea of what your offer is and how you're going to deliver it to them. Okay? All right. So now that's all I wanted to go over. I'm going to kind of delete the rest of the stuff on this blog here so we can use it for some more training. And that's it for today. And we'll get this up on YouTube, and everybody have a great day.